Welcome to Minnesota's CAI, Professional Lawn and Landscape Associations. If you need further help or if you have questions on landscaping, feel free to check out some of these vendors from the Minnesota CAI website at www.cai-mn.com. Just click on Vendor Finder and you can find out more information on these companies. On the website you'll also find property management companies, accountants and attorneys, and other vendors, all of whom contribute their time, effort, and money to help make our townhome associations more beneficial to all members here in the state. Today we'll be teaching about sawflies and mulch, and we'll be talking about how they affect you, your boards, and your homeowners. Since your landscape is something that many of your homeowners are passionate about, the quality of the landscape is considered kind of subjective. That means 100 different opinions on what it should look like. So today, sawflies and mulch. It's kind of a shocking picture. These are sawflies. I realize when you hear the word flies, you expect to find a flying insect. These are, of course, the larvae of these damaging pests, and you can see that they're just munching right up that pine branch there, and they can defoliate a tree in a few days. That's why we're covering this. It's maybe mid-May to late May here in the state of Minnesota, and they can defoliate a tree here in just a few days. So you've got to keep an eye out for the tips of your trees to see if there's some defoliation happening. If it is, it's easy to take care of. Contact your contractor and they can spray it and take care of it. The tree on the right is what you can expect to see on an evergreen tree with the defoliation. A lot of times they start at the top and work their way down. The tree on the left is an apple. Mulching is a long-time practice of gardeners to prevent the loss of moisture and to control weeds. It's also increasing in favor as municipalities restrict the use of water for lawns and landscapes. Mulch is usually a layer of organic or inorganic material placed over the root zone of a plant to benefit the roots in the soil. Organic materials may include wood chips, bark, pine needles, straw, leaves, or even grass clippings. These materials will eventually decompose, adding organic matter to the soil. They need to be supplemented or replaced on a regular basis. Obviously, inorganic materials typically do not decompose. They need a replacement only occasionally, are often more expensive, and can really be a hassle because the soon townhome associations across the Twin Cities will be marked by the mounds of mulch at the foot of helpless trees. They will rise 6, 12, even 18 inches above the base of each trunk. Some call these hills volcanoes, mulch cones, even turtle mounds. Whatever you name them, the experts have been warning against mulch volcanoes for decades. They stress and kill trees in so many ways. Still, homeowners expect them. It's certainly become a big part of the green industry, which installs an estimated 40 million cubic yards of mulch per year on commercial and residential properties. That's almost enough to encircle the globe. Mulch has its value, but when it's misapplied, the problem, of course, is that homeowners see landscape companies fashioning the volcanoes in apartment grounds and commercial parks and think, well, if that's how the pros do it, they must copy it. Whether or not it works visually, the practice ignores the needs of the tree. Mulch is supposed to achieve these main goals: retain soil moisture, suppress weeds, and moderate soil temperatures. Of course, course, the root zone of an established tree extends beyond its drip line, far beyond the mulch zone. So mounding the mulch against the trunk does little for the roots, except to cause the roots immediately around the trunk, especially in young trees, to grow into the volcano. Also, the piled mulch softens the bark of young trees, and trees with smooth bark, such as maples, beeches, and lindens, invites insects, rodents, and diseases to invade. The lower trunk, unlike the roots, cannot survive long term with the constant moisture trapped by the collar of mulch. It's the equivalent of planting a tree too deeply. The roots of a tree or shrub find their own level in an attempt to balance their needs for water and air. If you pile mulch too thickly above the roots, the existing surface roots are suffocated and new ones grow into the mulch. Not only does that leave them at Here's a couple examples of volcano mulch. The one on the left, this is a pretty ridiculous example. You can see with the ruler stuck there that this was just piled way too high. And the picture on the top in the right, you can see what happened with the mulch around the trunk there. How the tree on the left, you can see this is what happens when the roots continue to grow around the tree and how bad this is and dangerous. And the picture on the right would be typical. So that covers our spring services for sawflies, how to identify them, how to take care of them, and the dangers of volcano mulch. So be careful with that mulch. If you've got it in your contract to have it applied each year, as some townhome complexes do, maybe see about having that done every other year, or maybe putting down